So you shared the link, right?
Okay, I think we are live right now. All right. Mm, coming. Okay, okay. All right. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Excellent. All right. Good evening, viewers. I want to welcome you once again to your show, our show, the Real Talk Show. First and foremost, I want to appreciate every subscriber and those who have been following us from day to day each time we come live like this. I want to especially appreciate all my friends, my mentors, who has been giving us a very positive feedback from the day one that we have been doing this wonderful show. And I want to appreciate all the guests that have honored my invitation up to the present person who will be interviewing today. I want to say big thank you to all of you. God bless you in the name of Jesus. Talk Show is almost 2 years, and it's fast growing. And I believe God Almighty will help us as we journey through in the name of Jesus. So today is not going to be an exception because I have a very wonderful guest in the house, and I don't want to parabolic too much because I don't want to waste our time. She's an officer. So, and I must be polite because I don't want to do frog jump. Okay. So, all right. So today, by God's grace, I thought about it during the quarter of the year. I thought about it that we should look towards in the direction of women, young ladies, because I think a lot of happenings is going on at the moment. We're beginning to see women doing stuff. We're beginning to see women coming on the platform of success, doing greater things. And we want people to learn from them. So that's the more reason why I come with an idea that, okay, for the last quarter of the year, let us do more things that has to do with women, you understand? And let's hear success story. Let's also get them inspired, you understand, so that it won't look as if it's only men that are coming on the platform. So today, by God's grace, I have a very wonderful sister. I've been looking for the best way to introduce her, but I have no choice. I will introduce her in the best way I know. She actually, I've knew her right now. I think it's going to over 20 years. Yeah. Over
Yeah.
20 years. Yeah. Because back then in Mass Choir, yeah, Mass Choir, because I remember even before I joined, I started photography. I've been a Mass Choir and I've been in 20 years in photography. So I know that I've knew her more than 20 years, understand? So, and this is 2024, understand? And I know very, very well that she has been a wonderful sister back then in those days. I don't want to tell you some of the things these are some of the in Gile Mass Choir in those days. So, but that's not why we are here. But I just want you to know that this is somebody I know very, very well. And if you are very, conversant with, and until one day I discovered that she's also one of the, family of popular dynasty in Christ Apostolic Church. If you are hearing Mala, these are the real offspring of Mala, you understand? So, and also aside the name, aside the accolades, everything, she has, climbed the ladder of, success. And I knew when she posted her first picture the day, yeah, I've started as an officer, and today, wow. So today, by God's grace, she's going to help us to inspire women today, especially young ladies. So I came up with a topic, discover and maximize your potential as a young lady in this 21st century. So today, by God's grace, we will have a wonderful guest. Her name is Jesu Tomipe Mala Igbarolo. Igbarola, yeah. So, and I mean, she's the route commander and public education officer of FRC National Headquarters, Abuja, Nigeria. So she's a big fish. So I bring to you my wonderful sister. Say hi, hello, ma.
Hello, a blessed evening to every one of us here. Good evening. And I'm so
Wow.
excited to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's our wonderful guest. And today, by God's grace, I know she's going to pour for us. So get your paper, get your pen, and begin to write, make notes. And before I open the floor for her, please, if you are just joining us, please kindly follow our YouTube channel at Pastor Paul Oyinloye. Just go on YouTube. Just put Pastor Paul Oyinloye. I'm the only one. You understand? It will bring it out. Just subscribe to us so that anytime we come up like this, you can be the first person to see. And on our Facebook page, I have a Facebook account and I have a Facebook page. It is just the same, Pastor Paul Oyinloye. So whichever one you find yourself, just enjoy yourself. So today, by God's grace, we are going to be on all those three platforms. And also, I think we are also live on Christ Apostolic Gist and Update. So it's a page where I share news that has to do with Christ Apostolic Church. So these are the four major platforms that you are going to watch this live program. So without wasting any time, so let's go straight into the deal of today. So let's start this way. Today's topic is discover and maximize your potential. So, in your own best knowledge, what do you understand by the word discovery? You understand? And how can someone, not even someone this time, let's focus on women, forget about me, because I think there's different methodology when it comes to discovery, when it comes to men and women, you understand? So, as a woman, as a young lady, you understand? How can you discover yourself, and what are the things that is expected when it comes to discovery? And I don't mind if you can also use yourself as a case study. Over to you, Ma.
All right. Thank you very much, Pastor Paul Oyinloye. My name is Jesitomi Kwemala Igarola. I'm a public enlightenment officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps, and I'm a woman advocate. I'm the facilitator of the Women in Uniform Initiative. That's a program that brings up all women in both the military and the paramilitary organization together, whereby we celebrate ourselves, we encourage ourselves, and then we motivate ourselves, bearing in mind that we do our work, we discharge our duties in a male-dominated, sector, and then we are still able to keep the home front together, and we discharge our duties, despite the challenges we face, right? Yeah. So my brother, Pastor Paul, like he said, I've known him for almost 25 years. I think since 1998 or 1999.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
the first male mass fire
You're right.
contact 2000, yeah, 2000. We did it together. So I've known him for over 25 years. And I appreciate God for your life
Exactly.
consistency,
Thank you so
because then
much.
you usually sing tenor. And I know this brother has always been zealous. Like there had been always been something about him. He's not part of the people that get lost in the crowd, right? And then that's discovery. Like I've known him for so many years, and he has never been lost in the crowd. And I celebrate the grace of God upon your life. Yeah. So you said, what is
Thank
discovery
you
and
so
how
much.
can
Thank you so
one
much, Ma.
discover, themselves? I'm just a perfect example, and I'm so excited that I have to talk about this because this is practically my story. This is practically my life, and this is practically what I'm going through. Like discovery, in English, you can say, okay, discovery is the process of uncovering your unique identity. You uncover
Mm,
your unique identity, your purpose, and your potential. When I say unique identity, there is an
mm,
identity beyond what you have on your face. Everyone has a unique identity. Everyone has a
mm,
purpose, and everyone has a potential. No matter how
mm,
useless you think somebody is, like, oh, this person is not doing well, or this person is not, is not being fulfilled, or is not useful in this particular aspect. But trust me, that person has a unique identity. That person has a purpose, and the person has a potential. But if you don't discover all these things, that is the problem. So you need to uncover the unique identity you have. You need to uncover your purpose, and you need to uncover your potential. And then what we see right now is that some people have not been fortunate enough to uncover these potentials. as a result of the environment that they found themselves, right? Sometimes, Yoruba will say, Eyofi arasinu, Arawa Lara, a lot of people, like people have they have a lot of things, they have a lot of uniqueness in them. But by the virtue of the environment where they find themselves, they might not be able to exhibit that which is actually in them. You won't know what, they really are. Discovery also has to do with, it involves recognizing your strengths, right? Your passion, your values. I like the word passion because me being an officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps is actually passion driven. I should have been in a multinational, or maybe, I don't know. I just feel I should have been in, maybe somewhere like, I don't know. But passion actually kept me in the job, and I don't regret it for one day. I'm going to share my story of how I got to road safety. And I must say, coincidentally, by tomorrow, 1st of December, I'm going to be 10 years in road safety.
Wow.
Yes, tomorrow I'm going to be 10 years in road safety. And then I've actually looked back and I've checked, I've seen a lot of things. And all I can say is I'm grateful to God for how far He has brought me. God has taken me so far. Like I remember when I joined, like you said, but I'll still go to that. So I was talking about discovery that involves recognizing your strengths, your passion, your values, and the things that brings fulfillment. Okay, as me, right, okay, I take that again. It involves recognizing your strengths, your passions, right? Your values and the things that brings fulfillment. That is discovery. As for me, I remember when I was going to join the Federal Road Safety Corps, I was actually working somewhere when I finished serving. I stayed back where I served. I stayed back in Anambra State for 4 years after service. And everybody was wondering, why did you not come home? Like in my house, like my father was an associate professor in the university. And then there's a norm in my house. Once you're done with service, you come back home. You proceed to University of Ibadan for your master's. After master's, then you get married. For me, I'm the last of 7 children. Unfortunately, I'm not a rebel, but I knew that that might not be my own way. I might not just be ready for this school thing as at that point in time. I just wanted to explore. Like I'm an extrovert. I like to unravel things. I like new things. I like initiatives. So I decided to stay back in Anambra State. And Anambra State, I was there for 4 years. I didn't come home. And so I didn't have to go through that process of after service, you are going straight to University of Ibadan for masters and you are getting married. So me, I did not go through that route. Only me, I said, no, I'm not following that way, And yeah, but I'm grateful to God. Like God, God actually authored my steps and everything I've done in life. I'm not regretting any single thing. I'm just grateful for everything, right? So when I was going to join the job, okay, I spent 4 years in Anambra and then I left because everything about discovery, that's why I said this is just my story. So I'm going to use my story to talk about it. So when I left and then, okay, my fiancé, then now my husband was like, you have to come back to the Southwest. What are you doing in the East? And I came back. I remember and then when I got back, I told him, okay, where is the job I want to do? He said, don't worry, job will come. All right. So I decided to come to Abuja. I said, okay, one of my friends put to bed, I'm going to Abuja. I came to Abuja and then I was like, okay, Abuja is actually not bad. I was looking around. Let me see if I can get a job here. Coincidentally, I got 3 jobs.
Wow.
It was miraculous. I got a job with NNPC at the Nation Trust Fund. I got a job with FRSC. And then I got a job with my aunt. She wanted me to be a PA and she was going to pay me 150,000. NNPC obviously was going to pay me like 400,000. I don't want to bother to say the amount Road Safety was going to pay. And I was like, oh, I won't do Road Safety. I will not. God forbid when there are better options. And I thank God for a particular officer that day at my uncle's office. My uncle was a commercial then. And he said, oh, I told him I need a job. He said, you only have Road Safety. I said, no, God forbid, I will not do Road Safety. Lo and behold, I found myself there. And the day I was supposed to resume at the camp, a day after I was supposed to be at the NNPC office to start work, And I wanted to play a fast one that, okay, let me quickly go to FRSC camp. Let me just go and resume there. Then I'll now fly back to Abuja. I just wanted to like, but trust me, God's ways are not our ways. I got to the FRSC camp. As I was entering the camp, the first thing is they collected our phones. As you are entering, 6 months, no coming out.
Jesus.
And that's how I got stuck. You know, I was just like, God. I was a manager where I was coming from. And now as a cadets, they will tell us you will roll, we go through a lot of stress, 4 a.m. They'll wake us by jogging, running around. I said, wow. But you know what, God, after all this, God had to remind me. Discovery. You know, I said, when you want to discover yourself, you have to reflect on what excites and motivates you. You know, I remember when my father died in 1996 as a result of road traffic crash on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And he had internal bleeding. May his soul rest in peace. And I told myself, oh, I will study medicine. I don't want anybody to die of road traffic crash again. That was what I said when I was 10. So I was trying to like, okay, let me study medicine. Unfortunately, people of God, I didn't pass JAMB. How do you want to study medicine and score 174 in JAMB? Obviously, medicine is no way. So like I had to go for an alternative course. Eventually, I studied food science and engineering in the university. And so when I got to road safety, and God reminded me, you know, I said, reflect on what excites and motivates you. It has always been at the back of my mind. I don't want anybody to die of a traffic crash. Oh, my father died. We were not happy. It was a pain for everybody. And God told me, now that you're in road safety, you don't even have to be a doctor to stop those crashes. This is the way.
Okay. I think the network
this
is free.
How we stop the crash of the challenge. So for young ladies, okay. So can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So I said, for young ladies, you know, self-discovery starts with curiosity and then exploring different interests. You have to be open to learn and reflect on personal experiences. So based on my own personal experience, I was able to pull it out. Like, oh, so if I'm going to become an officer, I'm going to be preaching the gospel of safety to everyone out there. I don't want any other person to be a victim of a traffic crash. And then I moved into it, right? So to discover yourself, I said you have to reflect on what excites you and motivates you. So the motivating factor for me was like, oh, I wasn't happy that my dad died the way he died, right? And I'm from a family of 7. Imagine your father dying and then at 56, and then there are 7 children out there. I was just in primary school. I was going to secondary school when my father died. And then we didn't even have a graduate in my house. I think my first one was in HND 1 or 2. You can understand. And then there are 7 children. I can remember a picture. We were kind of slant, you know, from the first, just so small, you know, at the church there in the University of Ibadan during his burial. They're all looking so lost. Like, what is this?
Yeah, I think I saw the picture.
Yeah, and my mother was there looking like, how is she going to even take care of 7 children? Like 7. It's not just 7. You now have 6 ladies and 1 guy. How do you want to maintain these ladies, yeah? And then I remembered all those things. I said, okay, yes, this is my motivation. I'm going to do my job like any other person has done with safety job. And I'm able to God that God has actually helped me. And then people will tell me, you run road safety job as if you work in NNPC or you're working in a multinational. I said, FRS, that is my own multinational. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That is my own multinational. That is my own personal business.
Yeah.
I'm the CEO. I'm the one in charge.
Yeah.
Something is driving me.
Exactly.
Something is motivating me. All right. So when you want to discover yourself also, you need to seek feedback from mentors or trusted individuals.
Feedbacks.
Discover yourself. You need to seek feedbacks from mentors or trusted individuals. And then thankfully, my mentors, like, okay, when I got into the job, my first sector commander, now Assistant Corps Marshal Igino Someje, is the Assistant Corps Marshal in charge of operations of the Federal Road Safety Corps. I was a protocol officer, and then I remember as a young officer, it was difficult because I'm a science student and I'm coming into this like, how do I even put this together? But he would always encourage me. He would always, encourage me. He puts me out there. I remember I was not even 6 months in the job. The day he told me to go to NTA to go and speak, I was like, NTA? Talk on NTA? How am I even supposed to do that? He said, you've been watching me. I know you can do this.
Do it.
And I was just like, God, help me. I was just 6 months into the job, right? And then when I did it, when I got back to the office, he said, Mala, I don't need your feedback.
I think the network is freezing.
Well done. So you need to see individuals, right? Also to discover yourself, Oh dear. Can you hear me now? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay, good. I said you need to engage in diverse experiences to test your interests. If you want to discover yourself, you have to engage in a lot of things, right? As for me, when I stayed back in Anambra State, I was managing a fast food, the biggest fast food in Oka. We had branches and I was enjoying myself, like doing something different. Who could have thought that? The lady that was running biggest fast food and, I was jumping all around in Oka, like managing businesses I have in different, towns. I was happy. And I'm going to become an officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps. But so that's me engaging in diverse interests. Test, I was engaging in diverse experiences. And of course, to discover yourself, you have to set personal goals and assess your progress. You have to set personal goals. Like, okay, as I want to unveil my uniqueness, as I want to uncover my potentials, you have to set personal goals and assess your progress. So that is how you can discover yourself. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, you see, I've been pointing, jotting, I think I have a lot of nuggets to paste on my wall tonight. This is amazing. Thank you so much for that. It's not brief, for that long, precise introduction. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And you mentioned something. I think we're just going to dive into some discussion now. Though I think we still have time to share together. So if you are joining us for the first time, please can you help me subscribe to my YouTube channel? You can see that it's still growing. We are still under 100. I'm still, I'm not in an hurry. You understand? I believe in process. You get my point. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Pastor Paulo Inloy, on my Facebook page at Pastor Paulo Inloy. Follow us, share this video, and share the links out. I pray God will bless us in Jesus' name. So, well, I've written a lot down, but one of the things that actually captivate me when you are, talking about discovering, you spoke about, recognizing your strength, your value and your passion, you understand? And the one that struck me most when you first started was the part that you said, understand what brings fulfillment. You understand what actually give you joy. Understand, and that, I think that's one of the most important things that people really need to understand, that a lot of people, they find themselves doing things that it's not giving them joy. Maybe their uncle, their dad asked them to do one or two things, just do it. And they were just doing it. And I want to appreciate God for your life, because some of the people, they do things that make either their parent to be fulfilled. And if you do things that make your parent to fulfill, it's a waste of time. You understand? And they will do it to the moment where they know that their parent is not going to, have power to say, do this again. If you have engaged in things that will give you fulfillment, you understand, and add it up to the times when you even have power to control yourself, you will have gone very far. You understand? Rather than you doing things what your parents, but you just need to find a way to explain it to them. Now, another thing you said about when you were talking about exploring the adventure, this and that, when you got to the FRS, you talk about somebody that discovered you, an uncle that was just keep believing in you, keep telling you what you know, just like your story is just a typical example of Esther in the Bible, that she was a beautiful damsel. She never knew that she's fit to be the queen, you understand, of a king. But the uncle Mordecai was the one that, this girl, you are qualified to be the queen beside the king. And this man tried all his best to make sure that she got to the place of power. And even both of them, they never knew the reason why that place is important until when trouble comes. You understand? So, and that is the major perspective of being a perspective of discovery. So, I want you to now tell us now, for all the young ladies that are watching us right now, or women, naturally, even some men need to learn from this also. Now, from the place of discovery, now you have discovered yourself that this is what I want to do. You understand? Now I'm ready to do. So, what are the things that you put in place to make sure that you keep the ladder of success in place? What are the other things that you need to do? I know you've talked about engaging in diverse experience, personal goal, setting goal, this and that, but also what can we do to maintain the place of discovery? You understand? How can you maintain the place of discovery as a young woman so that you won't mess it up? You understand? So, or how can we maintain a place of relevance as a young lady?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. So how can we actually, that is, how can we protect and nurture our discovery?
Exactly.
Discovered yourself, then how do I protect this discovery? How do I nurture it? Because some people will actually, uncover the unique potentials they have, and then things around, circumstances around can actually, kill those things or the discoveries. So number one, if you must know your purpose. If you want to protect your discovery, you have to know the purpose. That is, you stay rooted in why you started. You have to stay rooted in why you started. Because if you don't stay rooted in it, you will be tossed to and fro. I use myself as an example again. So in my job, an average officer looks forward to going to a driver's license center. And as for me, I'm a public enlightenment officer, and then find my first degree is with science. And I told myself, I'm in PR, like public enlightenment is as good as public relations. And I told myself, okay, if I'm going to be doing this, I have to stay with it. So at some point, I got a transfer that I should go to driver's license center. And a lot of people were excited, to say I was posted to a supposed juicy place. I just knew that is not my purpose. That is not me. It might be good, but not now. That's not where I want to be. Because just before then, in order to boost my career as a public relations person, I had to go to the Nigerian Institute of Journalism to get a postgraduate in mass communication. And I spent a lot of money. It took me years because of COVID and everything. And I just concluded that, and I'm going to a license center. No. Am I gonna, is it a juicy place, so to say? Why not? Very juicy. But I knew, no, this is not the time to go there. This is not why I'm in this job, at least for now. And then, so I stayed rooted. I was like, no, I don't want it. And a lot of people were shocked, like,
that you declined.
This is what people lobby for, what people pray and fast for. Like, what?
Wow.
And I said, no, I don't want to go. And everybody was looking at me like, are you kidding? Later, I got another offer for even a bigger office, so I go to another state and go and aid. The same, I said, no, I don't want it. That's not my passion. That is not the driving force. That is not what is motivating me. I didn't want my discovery to be polluted. I needed to be rooted in what I discovered, like that potential, my passion, the stuff that motivates me and drives me. I like to be on air, I like to be on radio, many a time I'm on TV, I'm on radio talking about enlightenment, right? I go to schools, I talk to children. I was also a youth safety education officer, right? So I go to schools, private school, public schools, talk to secondary school students, talk to them about safety, trying to catch them young. This is what I like to do. Why am I gonna be in an office?
Wow.
Because I had the purpose. I stayed. I stayed rooted in why I started, why I joined Road Safety.
You are not distracted.
I didn't get myself distracted. So if you want to protect and nurture your discovery, stay in your purpose. Know why you started. Number 2, discipline. You have to avoid distractions that will pull away from your goals. Distractions that will pull you away from your goals. Like my own experience, it was actually a distraction. It was a distraction. It was, everybody felt I was not normal. Trust me, no. I have to be disciplined. Would it have been good for me? Why not? I've been using the word juicy, but it was a distraction. It was already taking me out of God's plan. It was already pulling me away from my goals, right? Another way to protect and nurture your discovery, you need mentorship. Mentorship is very, very important.
Key.
Yes, it is key. You have to learn from those who inspire and guide you. You have to learn from them, from those who inspire and guide you. Learn. You have to learn, because nobody is an island of knowledge. Like, you have to keep learning, ask questions, let them guide you. Okay, is this, can I do this? Sometimes the situations you find yourself might not be bearable, they might not be things you like. You need to be mentored, by somebody, by some people. They might be giving you things that is even contradicted, like, this thing is not palatable. But trust me, they've been there before you. They know what they are saying. And then another thing is adaptability. If you want to protect and nurture your discovery, you have to be able to adapt. That is, you have to be open to growth without losing your core values. You have to be open to growth without losing your core values. Reason to get my postgraduate in public relations and advertising. And some people were like, all the money you spent, you have used it to get a master's immediately in another course. I said, no. And I said, no, I needed to grow. This is already a career path for me. And then I said, okay, let me go back. I don't even have a background of mass communication. I've never been an art student. Wow. And where am I? I'm in the public space talking. I'm a public relations officer. So I needed to equip myself. How did I do that? I had to go back to where I can learn and I can grow, so as not to lose my core values. And then another thing is resilience. Yes, resilience. You have to stay determined in the face of challenges.
That was actually my next question. I was about to ask. That's what I was about to ask. How do you handle the trouble time? You understand? Because a lot of people will just see the cab, they see they see the star, they see but I believe for every successful route, there are challenges, there are wolves on the way. You understand? How do you manage criticisms? How do you manage people who doesn't, all those kind of, things that happens at the place of work? So I just wanted to tell us, how can we handle trouble times in the face of tribulation?
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to still use myself as an example.
Exactly. Yeah, the case studies here.
I'm the case study here. I can, I can resonate with that. Yeah. So when I was at the Nigerian Institute of Journalism, my firstborn was 9 months old.
Mm,
I would drive to school. Sometimes our school is actually like a four-story building.
wow.
I'll carry my baby. I will sit at the back. I will back him. If he's crying, I will go outside. I would have missed a lot of things the lecturer is saying. If later, I will take him inside. I will go to the back, breastfeed him. It was not easy. At some point,
Mm,
I had to go to the fourth floor for practicals. I will back him. I was not doing shakara to anybody because I was determined.
mm,
Like, this is what I've come for. I don't care. I don't care if anybody is looking at me. I'll just be at the back, taking care of my baby, and I'm in school. Was
mm.
it a convenient time to go to school? No.
No. Mm,
My husband was even like, "You have a baby. How are you supposed to?" It was stressful. I wouldn't lie, but I had to fight. I said, "No, this one,
mm.
I'll
Get it. Mm,
get it. Resilience." And to
mm.
the glory of God, I'm grateful to God. Like, as if that was not enough. I was in a class of 65. By the time we had our graduation, I think only 15 of us graduated. And I was,
15.
yes, and I was one
Wow.
of them. A lot of people started maybe because of their project or what have you. And like I blessed God for my supervisor, Mr. Riba Miche. He encouraged, he said, "Madam, you have started, you will finish." And it was difficult. I've had situations whereby I'll go from work to go and
Wow.
write exams, and I
Mm,
still have a baby. You
wow.
know, because of COVID, at the point of COVID and everything, by the time I was entering another year, because COVID took over 1.5 years, I was
Wow.
already pregnant for another with another baby.
Hey.
So I
Wow.
wrote all my exams with baby. Like I had a 9 months old baby. I was pregnant. I wrote my second exam. And then the third exam, I was heavily pregnant, gave birth a few weeks after my final exams.
Come
And
on.
resilience. I was determined.
Mm,
I knew what I wanted. And thank God I went to school then.
mm.
And the course I studied, having that certificate actually helped me to do a lot of things to the glory of God. I'm an associate of the NIPR. If I did not go to that school, I wouldn't have been able to get it. Now I can
Mm.
practice as a public relations officer. Was it easy? No.
No.
So also that is in terms of career. Now also talking about career and then the challenges at the workplace.
Mm.
I faced L,
Wow.
like it was as if, you know, is it only Mala? She likes work too much. Kimiko. She likes this. Ah, we don't have the same dream. We don't have.
Exactly.
Do you know what is pushing me? The spirit pushing me, the passion behind this
Mm-hmm.
thing. So the way I discharge my duties, like people can't just understand that. Are you doing a government job or what? I would go for radio programs. I would do 30 minutes live streams. In a week, I was going to about 4 or 5 radio stations
Wow.
on my own. I'll drive my car, use my fuel, do everything on my own. I didn't mind. Like
Mm.
the fire was burning in me.
Mm-hmm.
Others did not understand. They saw it as you were overdoing it. And
Exactly.
there's
Mm.
a lot of criticism at work, even from my peers, from my contemporaries, senior colleagues, junior colleagues. For me, I don't look at people's faces. You see, when
Mm-hmm.
you discovered your potential, those things will come. They want to drag you down.
Exactly.
Stars, no, don't even give them
Mm.
the opportunity. It
Mm.
is your dream. It
Mm-hmm.
is your dream. It is your discovery. It is your vision. You have a mission. You know where you
Mm.
are going. Don't
Going.
allow things around you. I can't even express all the things I went through. But God will always bring me out. And I'm just grateful to God. So
Mm.
resilience, you have to be determined. You will give
Mm.
it everything it takes.
Wow. Mm.
Then trust me, the place of prayer,
Mm. Let's go
don't do
there.
it.
Yeah.
You cannot even joke with it because that is just the backbone of this. The place of prayer,
Mm.
as all this, as people are fighting you physically and spiritually at work, when you do everything, you go back. You
Exactly.
as
To
a
the powerhouse.
walking behind the scene. I've been sharing this message. Okay, like see me now, you can see me on track. I just got back from an MC job. I went to do an MC for an awards program in one of the big redeemed churches here in Abuja. And
Wow.
moments I got back, I couldn't even change, and I'm here. That's it. When you have something pushing you, like you don't care, you'll be able to like pull everything together. The passion, the fire is burning in you. But as I said, I was trying to talk about like the place of prayer. Never joke with it. The place of prayer on your knees. Talk to your creator, and then it will push you forward. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Let me clap here first. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is well, I don't know what to say, understand, but I want to appreciate you for this wonderful time to share your story with us because to be frank, like I said before we came online, that you are just a kind of a lady that, back then when I used to see you back then in mass choir, I told you that you have a clique. If it's not, you guys are not even three, you are even four. You and your two elder sister, the one in the US and sister
In Ibadan.
in Ibadan and your wonderful friend told me in Abuja. And you have four cliques, understand, And when we see you guys, you look like I say, who are these ladies, understand? But let me tell you the reality. Sometimes people thought that they see the picture, but the process of the picture is different. What the person is going through is different from what people are seeing. And when people look at it, she's a tush girl, she's this, and they never knew that there's a fire burning inside her. I understand. So this your storyline. It's actually really an amazing one. You understand? And I really want to thank God for your life, for you choosing not to be distracted. You understand? And I want everyone to learn from this. Learn from this. Learn from it. Is, you know, when they say something is juicy, you understand? I used to tell a lot of people that juicy opportunity is easy to be exhausted. You understand? Juicy, when anything that is juicy, you can exhaust it in no time. And they also, juicy things will always give you jedi jedi. You understand? Exactly. There are some opportunities that they look so juicy, but the problem that comes behind is it's always so alarming. You understand? Because you are used to sweet things, but someone that has been grounded in understanding how to handle trouble times, difficult situation. You understand? When sweet things comes, it doesn't matter to them because they know where they are going. I want to appreciate you for this wonderful time. I know it's a 1 hour session and this time, but before I release you, because I know she's a mother of two and she's married to a wonderful brother. If you know her husband, hi, I've never seen it because when I met her husband, I was like, ha, this man with sister told me, hey, this man is so cool and quiet. I don't have, but with little time and I've been with him, this guy, I say, this is very calm. Thank God for your husband. I want to appreciate him because he was the first person I spoke to. I want to invite your wife to it's not that I can't speak to you directly. I know where I can get your number. I know all your sisters. I can, but I said, let me speak to the man, understand? Let me take order from him. And he said, no problem. And he gave me your number. And that's why we're able to have you on this show. Thank you so much, wherever I see Mr. Ibarolo. And thank you so much for allowing your wonderful wife to be here. And before I release you, Ma, I want you to just give a word of advice. I know you've said a lot in the last 15 minutes, but I still want you to encourage someone like people who are yet to understand who they are. There are some people, they are lost. I can tell you a lot of people are lost. Thank God for your life that you are able to discover yourself. You have a story. You have a story that could channel your path, and you have people who could be able to support you. What about people who doesn't have the right supporting system? People who doesn't have the likes of your uncle who could be able to tell you, come, do this, you understand? People who doesn't even have people like Mordecai in their journey, how can they, I know you would say that, okay, they should talk to God, the Holy Spirit will help them. I just want us to talk from the reality perspective, understand? Please, can you just for your, it's just going to be your, how would I call it?
Like, closing.
Closing remark, understand? I want you to encourage people, those who are in the lost field, who doesn't even know their part. How can they get themselves back on track? And your word of advice to people before we call it a day. Over to you, ma.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you so much for acknowledging my husband. Olakuni Ishola.
Yeah.
Ishola means only called. Actually gave me the wings to fly. Like he
Wow.
has been very supportive and I'm very grateful. And when I was even preparing for this, because I have, it's been a very busy week for me. And I said, babe, how am I going to do this? I was like, okay, do this. I was able to put the write up and everything. Okay, this is how you. I said, thank you. And so if you see me present out there, trust me, there is an Olakunle, there is Shalami walking behind the scene.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
doesn't really like to talk, but the words are the words of Olakunle, but the face is the face of Toby. All right. So for those out there, I know at some point people get lost, but before you get lost, these are the things you have to do. Make sure you invest in your growth. Very, very important. You see, discovering yourself is like having a seed. Discovered yourself, now you have the seed. Now, you already know, okay, this is a mango seed. It can become a big mango tree, and then you leave it.
Oh.
Die. So how will you invest in the mango tree? You will plant it. You first need a nursery. That big mango tree actually started from a small nursery. You will plant it. You will water it. You remember, it will even germinate. You will think it is dead. You even think, oh, maybe this dream, maybe this aspiration is not even working, but that is germination time. After expose it to sunlight, photosynthesis, it will start coming, it will start sprouting. Before you know what is happening, you start the whole process, it will be growing and it will become a tree. But do you need to go and water a mango tree? No.
Oh.
Of course not. But when you started with it, when it was still a seed, when it was growing, you had to give it your time and everything. So before you even get lost, as long as you have discovered God has given you that seed, please invest in your growth. Invest. If you have to go for further education, going for further education has really helped me. When I was going for another master's here, I didn't even know what I did in NIJ. I just able it at Unilag easily. I was able to get masters in public and international affairs. Imagine me saying, oh, because I have a 9-month-old baby, I cannot go to school. Maybe they wouldn't have given me the admission for public and international affairs. I'm already rounding up. If I had been lazy, was it easy when I did it with carrying a 9-month-old son? A boy, for that matter, I will cry and cry in school. And God helped me. I narrowly missed the distinction. And another exam, I was pregnant. I was investing in my growth. I did not allow circumstances. I did not allow situation. Oh, the country is hard. There is no money. I'm going to school. There is pressure at work. This, that. I did not allow all those things to affect me. I pursued my education. I got a lot of trainings. I have a lot of certifications, spend money on a lot of things. So don't allow that discovery to die. You have to invest in it. And then if it's already dead, God will give you grace. Search it. Let me tell you that if you know this is it and you've lost it, stay around. There's one saying that a boy or is it a child asks the mother, Mommy, should I marry for money or marry for love? The mother said, marry for love, but stay around rich kids. You're marrying for love, but stay around rich kids.
Rich kids.
Find love in the midst of the rich kids. So that is it. If you want to get your discovery, you want to discover yourself again, stay around people that already have a purpose and they know where they are going. You stay around Elite, they say there's a saying that your network is your net
Net
worth.
worth.
And bro, I can tell you, my network is tight.
Mm.
I'm not joking. And I didn't get it for free. I attend events, I'm always old enough to walk up to people, have a conversation with them. They want to be your friend, MD CEOs of multinationals, governors, people, it's because I invested in my growth. And it was in school I learned as a public relations person, you should have the confidence to talk to
talk
anyone
to people
of the personality. But
Mm.
I couldn't have learned this on my own. Right? And also you need to leverage on opportunities. Opportunities around you, please leverage on it. Step into roles or challenges that will showcase your strengths. Step them. Step into roles or challenges that will showcase your strength. I've been into that shoes. So the story of God, I was talking about the Women in Uniform initiative, and it was as if it has never been done in Nigeria. And we started in Lagos. One of my bosses, Deputy Commander Emma Fekoya, and they were like, we will push. It was as if it was looking almost impossible for our sector commander, now Assistant Commander Olusegun Wemede, was like, I believe in you women. Go ahead. So we leveraged on the opportunity, and then it was a challenging time, but we pushed. So that's it, that passion, that value you have discovered, even if it is lost, stay in the midst of people that have more. They can one of the seeds. You can rediscover yourself. You can rediscover yourself. And it's important also for you to celebrate milestones. The achievements you have, make sure you celebrate it. Because if you don't celebrate it, people will not even know what you are capable of doing. People think I like being on social media. It's not because I like social media. Okay, that's my personality. Oh, I like mine. God has created all of us. My husband will say, must you take picture? Must you? I said, I like catching moments. I can post that moment. Somebody can come, oh, so you were here? So this one, I get opportunities from the moments that some people think I'm just catching moments. I'm already spreading my own tentacles. So celebrate milestones. Acknowledge and reward your progress. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you're able to achieve something little, celebrate yourself. Reward your progress and then keep growing. That is the major thing here for me, is that invest in your growth. It is very, very important. And I pray God will help every one of us. And I trust every lady here. We are going places. I'm an advocate for women. I like it when women are doing well. I like women are, actually in the place of authority. They are speaking their voices, like they give us our voice. We can actually talk, especially in a male-dominated environment. Like based on my job, like
we are like municipality.
Say that again, but we are not even giving the chances. We are bulldozing.
Exactly.
The presence of God, because we have a backing in Jesus Christ, and then we are able to go beyond, the imagination of people.
Taking territory for God. Exactly. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to say that I think this segment is one of my best segments in this in the last quarter of this very year. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so encouraged. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving your time, out of no time to bless people. I want to appreciate you one more time. Thank you so much. So before I release you in this time, I just want you to tell us a little bit about, I know you've said a lot about what you do, and I just want you to share with us where people can actually find you in case they want to, maybe have you to do one or two things. Maybe they want to ask more about the Women Initiative. I know a lot of uniform women, but I want to ask, when you say women initiative in uniform, is it just FRSC or paramilitics or military or whichever way, or is this just restricted to our FRSC?
No. So it's Women in Uniform. It's all military and
paramilitary. Oh,
Air Force, the Navy, the Army, civil defense.
Wow.
own custom. So, like, to the glory of God, March 2025, we'll be having our fifth edition of the Women in Uniform.
Come on.
Yeah, so we're having the fifth edition. So what we do is to bring together, women in uniform, organizations, and then
Okay.
together in a hall, we are having a chat, we're talking to ourselves, encouraging ourselves that despite the authority you think you have, at the moment you get home, you are dropping the ego. You are going into your house as a wife and as a mother, not as a commander. Me, I have in my other department, I think I have over 65 people that work under me, right? But the moment I'm going home, I'm somebody's wife. I'm entering the kitchen, cooking, clean dishes, bathing the children. I take the children. So, like, we just try to like encourage ourselves that whatever boss, whatever position you are in, ends in the office. So home, you are the wife and the mother. That soft girl that they married, not the boss, not the officer that you had that they are telling you good days and you are commanding people, go there, go there, go there. They're different things. So that's what we do. We encourage ourselves, motivate ourselves that we can actually. And then another thing is that, many a time people feel people in women in uniform don't really stay married, right? We're letting them know that you can actually get up there and you can stay married, fine. And then we still acknowledge the fact that we have divorcees, fine. We have single mothers, and then we have the single ladies and the likes. Everybody, we are still together. We're just trying to give ourselves hope and then to build the strength of ourselves to say we can do so much more. There is so much more we can do, and then we can still stay, we can stay relevant even in this male-dominated sector.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Can you just
find me?
Can they find you in case we want to ask question? They want to just share your social media handle with people. You might. I know you might not. If you want our contact, you have to pay me before I can release our contact.
Anybody that
they can always inbox you, but just share your social media handle so that they can know where to find you.
Okay, yeah. On Facebook, I'm Tomi Mala Igbaruola, right?
Okay.
On Instagram, I'm Tomi_Mala. On what's that again?
Are you on TikTok? Are you on Snapchat?
I think I'm the only Nigerian not on TikTok at trends.
But you just need to have it because there's a lot of
What they said. No, I don't.
Because it's going to work. It's going to really work for your initiative because there's millions of people are actually there. The kind of mindset they give to TikTok. Is no. That's all the things that are actually really, very fascinating under that platform. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I am Tomi Mala, and there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this wonderful session. Okay, viewers, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that started with us and they stay with us to this end of the session. I want to say a big thank you to you. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel at Pastor Paul Oyinloye. Also on my Facebook account and Facebook page is the same, Pastor Paul Oyinloye. So that anytime we come live like this, you can be the first person to say it. I'm still going to, I know we always have viewers after our life, a lot of people used to view this program. So I believe God Almighty will spread this wonderful content to a lot of people. And I know life will be blessed after watching it. Until next time, where we have another guest, I want to say thank you.